Good afternoon, and welcome to the first episode of What is MassHire? My name is Michael Santos. I'm the Executive Director, CEO of the Greater New Bedford Workforce Board. The job of the Workforce Board is to assist, promote, guide the MassHire Career Center located at 25 Elm Street in New Bedford, Mass. Today, we're going to sit and talk to a bunch of our teams and discuss the services that we provide so that the community can become more aware and utilize the resource they have right down here in New Bedford. So with that being said, I welcome my first guest, Sharon Martin-Pont, from our business team, who leads the business team. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today about MassHire.
Thank you.
So a little bit about business services. The business services team is a vital link between employers and job seekers to get people back to work one job at a time.
Excellent. So how does a business get engaged with the business service team?
So we do a lot of networking, marketing, word of mouth. And the business, if anyone is interested, all they have to do is call the Career Center and they'll connect them either with myself or any of my team members. And we would work with them directly, such with advertising any employment opportunities they have on the state job quest site. We also have a weekly hot job list that is active. We also do job fairs and recruitments for employers. Such as today, we had an employer come into the Career Center. She sat with me in my office. She had 2 employment opportunities. I worked with her immediately. I went over and met with frontline staff who works with job seekers, and we sent over 3 resumes to the employer.
Excellent. And now the hot jobs. Talk about the hot jobs list. What is that?
So the hot job list is employers contact us either via email or telephone, and they post employment opportunities. Once that comes through to us, we post it, we share it with job seekers, and someone on the business services team every Friday will get it out by Monday, put together 10 hot jobs of the week. These are active jobs. These aren't like your other sites where the job can be up 30 days, still up for 40 days. These are actively posted jobs that came in this week to the Career Center.
Excellent. And a lot of people think of business services, they think of businesses, but what do we do with the job seeker in this?
So the business service team offers priority services to job seekers. Those job seekers must be job ready. They come through us, they meet with us, they get one-on-one professional services for job search. When we feel they're ready to gain employment, we connect them with the employers that we work with.
Excellent. So the opportunity is there. So I mean, when we talk about being job ready, there's what does that actually mean for a job seeker?
Sincere. They want to return to work.
They're ready to get back to work.
Some people come in, they just want to change their careers. They might have been in a career for, years and years and years, and they want to change it. They could have been in healthcare. They're burnt out. They want to go to something else. We also work with special programs, with grants to get people into training like manufacturing, healthcare. And when those individuals graduate, they work with the business services team so we can gain employment for them.
Excellent. Tell me about, I know you do a lot of job fairs and career fairs, whatnot. Tell me about the upcoming job fair you guys got going on.
Next Wednesday, October 29th, it's being held at Rachel's Lakeside. We have about 270 job seekers. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is veterans only. This job fair is also in honor of our veterans, where Veterans Day is right around the corner. And we have 40 employers that are participating. We have a wait list of employers. And this is the opportunity to meet with employers face-to-face, one-on-one. Talk to them. You might not be looking for work. You might just want to go and see what you want to do for your career moving forward.
How should they come prepared for this?
Bring a resume. Dress business casual. You are being vetted as soon as you go in front of that employer at that booth.
Now, if you had to sum up the business services in one word, what is the job of the business service team?
The job of the business service team, as I said, is to connect employers with job seekers. Why do we do that? To get people back to work. That's our main priority. That's the Career Center's priority. Every day we go in and say, what's our goal today? To get people back to work. We work with the youth department and we assist them with employment opportunities for their youth as well, because we want, as you say, our youth is up and coming.
Excellent, I appreciate that. And one further question, how do they register for the job fair?
They can walk in at this point, but we like them to pre-register with us, and they can call the Career Center and someone will register them, or they can contact me directly and just ask for Sharon.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate all you do, and we look forward to the job fair next week. I know it's a big one. Thank you for coming out today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it as well.
Likewise. Well, we got a good insight of what the business team does here for MassHire. There's many services under the roof. The business team just engages both sides, both the businesses and the job seeker. Our role really is, as Sharon said, is to get people back to work. So with that being said, we're going to continue on and we're going to talk to Deb Hartman, the integration apprenticeship manager, to talk about apprenticeship and what that looks like, because it's an up and coming, and we've been really working for the last 5 years since COVID to get this program moving forward. So welcome, Deb. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Good. Tell us about apprenticeship, what that looks like.
Yeah, Registered Apprenticeship is a paid earn-to-learn training program that enables employers to create a diverse and skilled workforce. One part of it is the related technical instruction or the schooling, and that can be done online or it can be done in person, and it's supplement to the on-the-job training. The on-the-job training is where the employer provides the apprentice with a mentor to oversee their competencies.
Excellent. How does a job seeker get involved with apprenticeship?
If it's an incumbent worker, what they can do is ask their employer if they want to be upskilled to a different job. They can have the employer call us to become a co-sponsor, because we are the sponsor or the intermediary. So they could just give us a call. And if it's somebody that's new and they're looking for a job, they can send their resume to me, they can forward it to me, and I will keep it on file or call different businesses to see if they're looking for anyone.
Excellent. How do you engage businesses to become apprentices?
So what I do is I either meet them at career fairs, or like yesterday I went to the manufacturing mashup. I meet different employers there, and I also make cold calls. So it's very interesting. I just call them up and say, talk to the human resource department, and they try to tell them all about our program and how it will benefit them in the long run.
Excellent. And what's the length of an apprenticeship for an
Our
individual?
apprenticeships are approved between 1 and 4 years. So the on-the-job training is 2,000 hours per year. That's what the apprentice has to complete. So it's a 4-year program, that would be 8,000 hours. If it's a 2-year program, obviously it's 4,000 hours. So the on-the-job training the related technical instruction would be 150 hours per year.
Excellent. And you're earning while you're learning, so you're actually making an income while you're going through this process, correct?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely.
What are some of the industries we're actually tapping into at this point and got some apprenticeships?
So we now are approved for clean energy, and that would be the solar electrician.
Okay.
And we also approve for advanced manufacturing, that's CNC operator. We also have the quality control technician, and we have the first line supervisor. And we are hopefully going to get approved for healthcare, and that would be the home health aide. So I'm waiting to hear on that.
Excellent. And I'm sure there's many stories out there of people that have come through that had really success, and I know you captured one in one of our last newsletters. You want to talk about her?
So one of our apprentices, she just completed a CNC operator position, the apprenticeship there, and she did fantastic. She had trouble with the technical terms with the online schooling for advanced manufacturing. So what we did was we asked the Division of Apprentice Standards to do an extension for her, which they did. And she finished it, completed it, received her certificate of completion, received a wage increase, and we're proud to say she's doing fantastic.
So it sounds like we're very flexible with this program.
Definitely, definitely. So we can always say, well, if you want to change the schooling, we're able to do that.
Excellent. Well, Deb, I appreciate you coming out and talking about apprenticeship, and thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much, Mike. Have a nice day.
I'm going to sit here now with our youth team. Welcome youth team.
Thank
Appreciate
for
you all
having us.
being here. Christine Baptiste is our interim youth program director. Tell us about the program.
So we have a dedicated youth team that is working with youth from 14 to 25. They support them as far as getting their GED or high set, some trainings, and of course obtain employment. Our goal basically is to provide them with their soft skills that they need that they may not necessarily have available to them or have ever learned, whether being in school or just having the resources at their fingertips. So we provide resume writing skills, interview skills, and of course job search.
Excellent. And what would you say the goal of the youth team is? What is the goal?
So our goal is to be able to provide those, workshops for them so they can obtain those skills, so then they can be employable. Kind of just meet them where they're at and assist them the best way that we can.
Right. And how do we engage the schools and to get these young people into our office?
So a lot of times youth will walk in, they will speak to their friends, they'll tell their friends, hey, you know, I did the summer youth program, I was able to earn some money, I worked about 6 weeks throughout the summer. Sometimes they have they let their friends know that they have training opportunities that they have been a part of as well. So a lot of word of mouth, resource fairs, job fairs, we go into the schools, we meet with the kids in the schools too through those resource fairs and job fairs. Yesterday, the youth department did have a resource fair over at Voc Tech, and we were engaged with 2,100 youth, which in fact 76 of them gave us their information for summer employment.
Wow, that's amazing. Brandon Soares is one of our youth case managers. Tell us about some of the skills that they gain throughout the process of working with the counselors.
Yeah, so pretty much the main skills that we want to work on with them is pretty much workforce development skills. That could consist of mainly, like I said, job readiness. We have different workshops in which that consists of interview skills, resume workshops. And like I said, that's pretty much the main focus.
One of the interesting ones I heard this year was email etiquette.
Yes.
Can
Yes.
somebody talk about
That's
what
a new
email
one.
etiquette is? What does that look like?
So we realized and recognized that, you know, sending an email is not as simple as it sounds. So obviously there's a certain way, there's professionalism. So we got emails anywhere from, hey, and then signed name to over time they'd practice as they're discussing how to apply with us or checking in on how to apply with us. They practice over time. And eventually they could form those full sentences and ask the questions and address us with a proper email. So that does take time. It is a skill I think people forget that is important. Same with phones. I mean, having a professional voicemail, answering a phone in a professional way. It's just something that we recognize that needs to be worked on. I think even as adults, we could always work on that. So we're adding that to our roster of
Excellent. So
workshops.
basically a class on professional etiquette, which
Yes.
anybody could take realistically, but it's great to start at a young age to get them really motivated and understand what it is, how we address folks when we talk to them. So I know we have a huge summer program, and can you tell me what that looks like, the summer program?
Yeah, so every year we have our summer program. It starts in July and ends in August. The end of August, so it's about a 6-week program. We provide part-time work employment for youth for 6 weeks. Anywhere from agriculture to farming to food service. Recently this year we added maritime. So the maritime industries, we added marine tech. So it depends on the trends that are kind of coming up. The kids will tell us when we go in the schools. I mean, how many kids say, hey, miss, can you get me a job in this area? And even if it sounds cliche or sounds different, we try to figure out, you know, the youth are interested in this specific area, so we'll engage with employers to figure out how to fit them in the summer.
Awesome. And how many employers does it take to take on a class of like 300 students?
Anywhere, I think right now our roster is about 70 employers within the greater New Bedford area.
Excellent.
So like I said, anywhere from a farm to a restaurant to a maintenance opportunity. But it's building over time, and honestly we're really thinking about, we want as many employers as possible, but we're looking at quality. We want youth to gain skills, eventually get certifications, so that every year when they do attend summer they can move up a position, say.
Right.
So if you're in food service and you're just hosting, maybe next year you can do more wait staff activities. So we're always building upon that, and we work with our business services team really closely. They're always letting us know the different opportunities as well and how youth can fit into that. So it's
Excellent.
really good partnership.
So Brandon, tell me about how a youth would get involved, what the steps are to get within the programs.
Yeah, so pretty much it usually starts off with some type of engagement, whether that be via in person, email, phone, even sometimes text, because now we have a new thing called Engage by Cell, in which we use to engage with them that way, which is different for us this year compared to last year. I guess you could say right after that initial engagement, it would be some form of assessment to make sure that they're qualified for the different services that we do have. Once that step is completed, and once we realize that they would be eligible for the program, we make an appointment with them to start intake. Once intake is completed, that goes through a whole process, followed by eligibility, followed by enrollment.
Excellent. So on the front end, we're really working on those transferable skills.
Yes.
Lindsay, can you tell us a little bit about what transferable skills means? Because a lot of people use the word transferable skills, but maybe we can get a better understanding of what we're looking for.
Sure. So there's a lot of fields where you specialize, right? And you kind of go down one linear pathway. What we try to teach the youth is nowadays, it's not just what do you want to do for the rest of your life, it's what do you want to do next, and how does what you're doing now transfer to the next thing that you're going to. So we like to teach that. We like to say, hey, every skill that you learn in your field that you're in right now can be transferred in some way, and we help them kind of critically think through that, and think about how, when you're at an interview, you can answer those questions because you have past experience that is relative to where you're going. We really try to get them curious. We really try to get them thinking about, hey, how is working in the front end of a kitchen similar to working in manufacturing? Right. Think about it, a kitchen's like a smooth machine, you have a whole process, right? So they can transfer that to a different field. It's a different way of thinking, but it's how the world is working now, so.
And if I can just add to that too,
Yeah.
It's really good to get the kids a part of the summer program, because that's where they have the opportunity to be able to explore different options. So then they know more or less which direction they want to go in.
Excellent. And now we talked about the youth. How do we get the businesses involved, like engaged into this program?
So we are recognizing that around January, businesses are calling us. So
Okay.
Thankfully, thanks to our business service team that's working around the clock, they keep our businesses engaged. We're always chatting with our businesses out in the community, so we'll stop in sometimes. I think even this week we went by a few businesses just for fun to have a conversation and say, hey, what do you think you need? Do you need any assistance maybe for the summer? Even if it's a simple job like filing paperwork, like we're here to help you. So it's constant engagement, but definitely around January, February, we reach out to daycares, food service, onshore, offshore jobs, everything you can think of. So.
So with these businesses, should they be reaching out to our emails? Should they be calling somebody in particular to start the process? I mean, I know it's ongoing. We're always looking for businesses, and we do have a great business team, but we also like the businesses come to us. So what could they do to come to you guys?
Yeah, they can call us. We do have, so they can call the Career Center and us here at the WIB. And they can also attend our Youth Expo. So every year we have an event. It's called the Youth Expo, where we invite employers and different resources to this expo, where they can actually expose themselves to the youth that actually are applying. So it's a really good opportunity there. Give us a call, send us an email, stop in.
Yeah, in the Youth Expo, Christine, I mean, that was a great opportunity this year. I mean, how many kids did we see come through the front door? I mean, that was...
For the Youth Expo, there was quite a bit of them. We had a lot of schools that came out. I would say close to maybe 800 to 1,000 youth that came out. There was more this year than normal,
Okay.
So it was a really great turnout.
And how many schools actually participated? I mean, it seemed like there was a lot of schools when I stopped by.
Yeah.
How many schools do we engage in? All the local schools, I'm assuming?
Yep, so we have about 11 that we interact with. I would say at least 7 of them showed up.
Excellent.
And brought some youth with them.
So even the schools are involved. So
Yep.
so we're pretty active with the schools, and I know you said VOC earlier.
Yes.
I'm sure we tap into New Bedford High School. And what's some of the programs that we offer those students? Are we looking at like financial literacy, or some new programs coming on the horizon maybe?
Yep, so we are looking to do resume writing, the interview skills and job search within the schools if they're asking for it. We're happy to go out and do those workshops for them. If they start off with, a resume writing class, we'll follow up with, the next steps for the resume as far as completing that and getting the youth on their way.
And I know I talked to the Deb in Apprenticeship about a case that was like, it stood out this summer. Did you guys have like that case, like, there's always, a success story, like a testimonial that you can talk about?
Yeah, there's so many. There was a student by the name of Jonathan Bartolome, so shout out Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan was very persistent when he applied. He knew what he wanted, he knew what he was interested in. He pretty much called us and said, hey, I really like this. I like working in this area. I love working with food. I love working with hospitality. So we kind of looked through our roster of employers. We checked in with our business services, and we were like, all right, let's figure out a restaurant that would take him in. We found a small business, Sorbet Frozen Treats, who was incredible with him. He was in the back of the kitchen helping them create sweet treats, ice cream pops, which are really cool. You'd never think there's a huge process to that, but he actually taught us that, there's a particular way this business creates pops. And then he brought us through that process. He brought us through the front end, customer service wise, marketing wise. So he didn't realize he wasn't only going to be in the kitchen, but he's learning every aspect of running a small business. So it was a really cool story. At this point, because the community, his employer has supported him so much, I believe he has a scholarship now for Johnson and Wales, so he's on his way to either becoming a chef or working in hospitality. We're super proud of him. So
it was awesome. So we were able to bring the community, the business, the vendors, the training organization, schools, and get Jonathan kind of where he wanted to be and on the track that he identified, which is awesome. Yeah. Let's talk about the folks that support the students when they're out in the sites, the work site folks. Tell me about what their roles are and some of the experience they bring to the youth team.
So we have 11 site supervisors that go out to our work sites. They all have their own work sites that they're assigned to, and they check up on the youth, find out, if they have any questions, any concerns, if they need anything from us. They kind of make sure that everything is going smoothly over at the work site, and with anything happening over there, they're happy to assist.
yeah, many are coaches and teachers, so they're acclimated to working with youth in the community.
Awesome. So youth team, it's fun. It can be challenging at points. We understand that. Tell me why you got involved with the youth team.
So I can say when I was younger, I really was trying to figure out which direction to go, and it was the mentors and people who kind of stepped in and say, hey, try this out, get curious about this, that really inspired me. So I know we can't make miracles happen, but we can at least help the youth get to where they want to go, have fun doing it, and then get obviously a livable wage and a paycheck at the same time. So it's really rewarding to watch them grow, even if it's just a simple email. And then before you know it, they're sending emails like an executive. It's an awesome thing to see the transition. So I loved going through that when I was younger. So it's good to bring that to them.
Brendan, tell me about your experience.
Being a young man who's grew up in the city pretty much his whole life, being able to see the different opportunities that were presented to me, and now working for MassHire and being a part of that difference, and noticing how, like I said, it was a big change for me. It was very beneficial for me, from volunteer work to coaching and stuff like that. It was just having different type of mentors outside of family and home was very beneficial. So now that we can be a part of that, it's kind of dope.
That's awesome. And Christine, you're new to your role and you're bringing a team together. And what do you have a vision of what that could look like in the future? And
So my vision is to really bring the team together and allow the opportunity for them to be really creative in their roles, bring the youth in and kind of expand already on the things that we're already doing. I'm super confident in the team that I have. They're always willing to kind of push forward and kind of motivate the kids, to kind of see outside of what they only see, so then they can be better for themselves.
That's awesome. And this is a small portion of the team. We have another 3 folks that aren't on the table, Taylor and
Yes.
Nick and
Shout out to Taylor and Joanna.
Joanna,
Yes,
and
I got
Joanna,
your back
excuse
here.
me. Yeah, I mean, it's constant work. It's always evolving, and it is the pipeline of the future workforce, right? I mean, I say it all the time in a lot of my conversations with different folks is like, this is our pipeline. How can we start with the youth team and start getting them moving forward at a young age to get their interest, but spark their interest. But if it's not what they want to do, we can have that opportunity now to mold them into what they want to be, give them the opportunities to be very successful in our community and stay in our community, live in our community, and provide to our community. So I appreciate everything you guys do. It's definitely a lot of work, and I know taxing it sometimes, but the ultimate at the end of the day is the reward. Seeing like a Jonathan get his job and going off to school and seeing these youth, what do you call it, youth summer thing we did over there. I forget the name of it. Committee. And then there's the other thing I was going to bring up. I'm sorry, wait a minute. So, youth council. How do we get on the youth council, and how does somebody join the youth council?
Sure. So I connect with the community partners, and I ask the community partners that have been a part of the youth council in the past to see who would be a great fit to bring into the room. But I kind of look at the whole picture as to what are the needs of the youth, and how can I pull it all together to bring everybody in the room to share the vision of what we're all trying to do.
Excellent. Well, thank you. We appreciate you. Keep up the good work. We look for many things to come from our youth team. I think we see successes all the time. So thank you. I appreciate you all
Mike.
coming out.
Thank you so much.
All right. That being said, hey, it's been a great time today getting to know our team a little better and the services we provide here at MassHire Greater New Bedford. The team's always forever working. We're always a resource to the community. Look for ways that you can come on down and talk to our team and find things to do. We'll be doing another segment real soon with our veterans team, Ronnie from our Career Center, and our hub, healthcare hub, so tune into our next episode. With that being said, we thank you for MassHire New Bedford. You can always tap into MassHireGreatNewBedford.com, find out our resources, and have yourselves a great evening. Thank you.